Bass, did you see what you needed to see from blokes out there, or is it too early to make a call on Marshall and Dersman?
Oh, I think Dersman was out there, non-contact. Today Todd wasn't training, but we expect they'll be fine.
Does Todd have to go through a fitness test of sorts, or do you just nurse him? Or?
Yeah, we think he'll be fine. He'll train next week.
Are there any other boys? Grant, I only rocked up really late, but just sort of kept them taking it easy on the sidelines.
Yeah, Brad didn't train today. He'll be fine for next week, but we don't expect anyone at this stage to not be available.
And Robbie the same, just a bit older, managing through.
Yeah, Robbie manages himself nicely. So no, Robbie he came out and trained the back half of the session and did a good job.
Do you ever experience anything like that late in the season, Bass, where you're a pretty good chance to see people with injuries?
Not that I can think of. Other than Drewy, I think we've got everyone available at the moment, which is a great sign.
Who's that? What's that come down to? Is it all luck?
No, it's not all luck. I think we've got a great high performance team, and we've managed our squad well enough during the year, and then we've got a bit of luck.
How much does an unchanged side into a prelim help?
I think it's nice the guys have been able to build relationships with the players they're playing with. There's a trust in the person next to them and the people in front and behind them. So, that leaves us in good shape for next week.
How much is trust the key pillar, or in terms of teammate connection and execution on game day? Is that one of the key pillars?
Yeah, I think you always perform better when you trust the person next to you on either side. And, I think the consistent behaviours of the players all year and their ability to execute creates more trust in each other.
I've heard a lot about sort of relationships and the guys you've worked with on your resilience, and that seems to have been the word this year. You're more resilient, you finish games differently. Is it hard to put a figure on, but is there a noticeable difference in the way that blokes building relationships has helped on the field? Is there a way to sort of quantify that?
It's a difficult one, isn't it? You see I think the nice thing is people can move through groups, and there's always groups within any footy club, but players can move comfortably through each group and have conversations, and you see the different levels of connection and fun that they have with each other, and it's just nice to be a part of.
Is that foreign? Is that usually like at a footy club, you've been in a few of them, is it usually like an older players group and you don't deal too much with the younger boys?
I think it's rarer, but it's certainly been a part of them before, where you see those strong relationships from the youngest to the oldest.
What are you going to do tonight?
Tonight? Yeah, well, I think we're around at Ken's. A few of us, the coaches, are around at Ken's house watching the game tonight, which will be a good experience for us to watch a game together. Normally we'd be travelling interstate to watch it, but we'll do that, just a couple of us tonight. The rest of the afternoon, I think the players are off playing golf.
Ken's put on a feed or anything for you?
I'm not sure he's much of a cook. I think Donna does all the cooking, so I've heard pizza's on the go. Probably pizza and Coke Zeros, won't it?
And do you guys sit there with sort of notepads in hand, or is it we'll enjoy it tonight and we'll have a proper look at it when we get back in here?
Yeah, I think it's not just player connection, but it's coach connection as well, and that's something we want to keep building. So it's always a bit trickier when you're watching on the small screen to see what's happening off ball. We'll see a lot behind the goals when we come back in Saturday and Sunday, and to see what either Richmond or St Kilda have been doing. But still gives us some familiarity with both sides and how they're playing.
Have you got a preference for how the match pans out? Extra time, hopefully?
Extra time, 22 injuries to the winning team. No, not really. It's we know both sides are good teams, and we'll play whoever we have to meet.
Ollie said to us yesterday that they play similar styles, Richmond and St Kilda. So you're preparing for two teams, but you're preparing for one style. Is that accurate?
I think there's some similarities with some little differences between each team. I think Richmond have been doing what they've been doing for a long period of time and are quite consistent in how they play. And St Kilda's had a great little jump this year in their performance. So both sides present challenges.
You spoke about the coaching connection just before, Bass. Do you reckon you guys have still got, hopefully for your sake, a couple of weeks to go? Do you think that the coaches here are all going to hang around next year, or are there people knocking on doors because of the success you've all had?
I assume at this stage we're all hanging around.
Are you prepared for that? I mean, for lack of a better term, the lower sides come and inquire about the better team's coaches. Is that's a realistic part of the landscape? Are you prepared for that to happen?
It can be, but I think by this time of the year, most teams are pretty close to set for what they're going to do for next year.
Right across the road, that isn't it?
I think they pretty much are, aren't they?
And the forwards go.
How intense was today's session? How close to match Sydney
Oh, I think we see some of what we're looking to work on for next week. We're not quite sure who we're playing at this stage, so there's some differences in what we do, depending on each side. So it just gives us a good opportunity to practice some of the scenarios that we work on.
Is there any we've sort of talked about it before, but is there any need to, in your eyes, if you're playing tomorrow, would there be any need to change your winning side?
I wouldn't have thought so. I think we played a good, strong game a week ago, and the guys are they've got that good connection. We've got some good people on the edge that can certainly come in, but I wouldn't have thought there'd be too many changes.
Has this been one of your more enjoyable years as a coach, Bass? I suppose given the success that we've had so far.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year. I mean, there's been a lot happening, so it's not like a normal season in any way. So I don't know if enjoyable's the right word, but it's been nice to see some of the growth in the players and the team to look like a very good side at the moment.
Do you see growth in coaches like yourself? Do you feel like you've become a better coach this year, putting up with different things?
Yeah, I've been through a couple of interesting moments in your coaching journey, and you can learn a lot through those periods. So no different than the way we embraced the gap in the season, worked with the players to get better, and the way they've come back, and with the coaches working with them to help those guys continue to improve. So that's been nice.
Just a word on the crowd, Bass. I suppose a few of the guys have said it was one of the best atmospheres they've ever felt after the siren, looking around. And the moment when Kenny was on screen with about 30 seconds left and the crowd went ballistic, it made a difference. What atmosphere would you hope for again, and how many people would you like on the ground?
I think our home crowds have been great this season, even when it was just 2,000. And the amount of noise that the guys made for us. Clearly, we'd love the crowd to all be there. We'd love 55,000 there next week. We know that's probably not going to happen, but as many that can be there as possible is great for us, and we know they'll be loud and giving us their full support.
Have you guys heard there could be a little boost at all?
I haven't heard anything, no.
Would it do anything? You just spoken about how loud they were. Would an extra sort of 5,000 people hurt your eardrums more, or would that?
Well, I don't know. The guys are doing a pretty good effort. They feel like they're yelling for the person next to them that is normally there but isn't.